Last time on this old outboard.
Alright, so that about does it on the carburetor. I mean, that's a rebuild on a frickin' carburetor. Evinrude, Johnson. Pretty easy stuff, and right? Also, before I put that on, I'm going to go around this thing and take a real good look at what's going on here. I don't know if you want to come with me or not. Yeah, you're coming with me. There it goes, baby. Big bang boom. Wow. It looks great. So greasy. Now, seal, top seal, or somebody went crazy with frickin' grease. It looks really good. But these points look pretty wore out. Well, it's almost hard to see, hard to tell. I don't know what you're looking at here. Can't see those points from there, that's for sure.
Maybe your wings.
I know.
You don't remember.
Yeah, I do. I came out and handed them to you. I haven't eaten all day.
They were great. Next time I have steak, I'll make you some steak.
I'm just hitting every house that's got food.
I did, yeah, that time. And you were the only one who has food. Well, I had some leftover soup I was going to have that I made, but your wings were so much better.
Thank you. Did you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? You saw them cooking.
Yeah, yep. Excellent.
Yeah, she got the last of the wings I cooked the other night. My famous wings, baby. All right, so here, let's take a look in here. You know, it doesn't look too shabby. Doesn't look too shabby. I almost have to get on 2 pair of glasses, which I'm gonna do. 2 pairs of glasses on. And it still don't help. Well, you know what? It really doesn't look that bad. I think I can get away with these. Take them off, clean them. We'll pull this plate off and see what the hell is going on, if it's that damn bushing or whatever the hell you call it. Here's the problem right off the bat is, from what I've gathered, the white ones are no good. The brown ones is what you want. This son of a gun looks fantastic. The support doesn't have that brass color to it. It's all silvery colored, which I'm kind of liking. See there? It ain't brass colored. And those other ones that are brass colored, I think, yeah, see, that's just a buttload of grease that somebody threw on the damn thing. Boy, look at the size of that seal. I moved the camera up, forgot to aim it. Anyway, this support, you got the retainer, you got the support, and you got the bushing. I keep calling it a bushing. It's really called what, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, so I slapped some WD-40 on it. And it was a pain in the butt to get on there, believe it or not. See, I can turn it now. Before it was so stiff. There's a little bit of play. That's in the bushing. Let's put the flywheel back on. See. Boy, these magnets are good on this damn thing. And this flywheel doesn't weigh hardly anything. Oh yeah, man, it's just jumping all over the place. I'm gonna have to say it's hitting on something this time. But that's what I said the last time too. Yeah, there's a couple marks in there. I don't know if you can see. Right there, a little mark. Same on the opposite side. Well, that's a good looking flywheel in there too. But I mean, this thing is jumping. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it's just all over the place when you turn that flywheel. It's like kutuka. But by hand, it hardly seems like any slop in there at all. Alright, so not only is that bushing, bearing, whatever you want to call it, being wore out, being cut, actually cut, it's also being wore out top and bottom on the inside. That's what's causing this thing to flip and flopping all around. Even though you can't physically move it that much, but it's just crazy, man, how this stuff turns out like that. So, gotta put one on my ordered list. Alright, so here's what's bugging me. Tons of freaking grease in here, which this thing is frozen up to. I have to pull this thing off. Or not off, but start cleaning it. The only thing I've ever found that cleans this out real good is paintbrush and gasoline. You just keep brushing it on, brushing it on, and brushing it on. Yeah, it's running back down, damn it. I kind of doubt it even got up there. But like I said, the only thing I've ever found that loosens this up is paint, brush in it, damn. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, Mr. Tree Frog. I'm sorry, buddy. Go on. Alright, so what I'm going to do, big paintbrush. That was my mix that I soaked the carb in. I added gas to it. I'm going to clean before I put any new parts on. Alright, so I scrubbed it down. This thing is stuck like most of them are. Scrubbed it down, got all that crap off. Looks a lot better until I can get the pressure washer on it. And did the same thing in here. Just took that big paintbrush and lathered it up, baby. Now I need to see if I can get this thing to turn. Now in the past, I've even taken a torch up here and tried to heat this thing up, but there's plastic in here and you got to be real careful. Alright, so I just want to break out the video camera for a minute and show you what the hell I've been fighting for here the past couple days. And this puppy was frozen up. I didn't even realize it until after I bought the damn thing, which wasn't going to stop me from buying it. It's not my first rodeo. One of these that's frozen up. The grease was just so old and caked in up here. You couldn't turn it, and just kept rinsing it and rinsing it and rinsing it with gas. Got all the grease off, and I've been spraying everything I had, basically. Little PB blaster, and where's that new stuff that I found I've never seen before? You may have, I haven't. This WD-40 industrial strength degreaser. Just keep spraying it in there and getting it all up and around that shaft there, and finally making a little bit of progress. It's loosening up, but it's still too tight. So I just have to keep working it and working it, because you can't do nothing. Doesn't matter what you do to this thing. Carb rebuild, ignition rebuild, nothing's gonna matter if you can't turn the damn thing. So put a few things on hold here until I get this thing working, and it's getting there, and it's kicking my ass. Alright, I'm just gonna keep spraying it, let it soak, and hopefully That's going to take care of it. I even put the torch on. I've done that before too. The torch up under there, heat it up a little bit. Try to break down that oil or that grease, but it gets so old and caked up, it really doesn't want to melt. It just wants to burn. And don't want to get it too hot because you got the shims in there for your screw and tightening your steering. You don't want it super loose, but it should be okay because it's going to be a remote cable steer. So super loose ain't going to be a big deal. Yeah. And it's real hard to do it when it's on freaking wheels. Anyway, just an update on this. Had enough.
It's this old outboard, baby. You know the channel.